Welcome back to BNC Live. A little over a week ago, the White House released the results of an independent review commission on sexual assault in the military. The nearly 300-page report expressed more than 80 recommendations the commission believes need to be considered within the military in key areas. Those include accountability, prevention, climate and culture, and survivor support. We've heard the names of several victims, some who have been murdered, like Army Specialist Vanessa Guillen in Fort Hood last year. And right now in my hands, I'm holding the 27-page gruesome military police report of one victim who thankfully found her way out, but who has never been the same since. Here's part one of my interview with former Private Hall Sandra Shank.
This is something that you've still been dealing with 30-something years later. And what happened?
So I was raped on October 24th, 1986. And he was actually not my drill sergeant of my platoon, but he was within my company, but he was in another platoon. And the night that he raped me, he was in charge that night, overnight. So basically I was sleeping in my bunk. He came and woke me up and told me to report to his office. I had no idea what was about to happen to me and that it would change the rest of my life. And he raped me. And when I went back to my barracks, I was crying and I showered. And then that morning for breakfast, I'm still crying, and my bunk buddy kept asking me, what happened, what happened, what happened? And I finally told her that he raped me. And so she went, which was a saving grace. She went and got the chaplain and brought the chaplain to me. And I told the chaplain what happened. And the chaplain in turn called the MPs. And that was the total difference that happens in a lot of these cases. If my bunk buddy had taken another course of action, or if I had gone to my sergeant, my drill sergeant, we probably would not have had a documented case. But because she went to the chaplain, and the chaplain called the MPs, and the MPs got involved, that's why all of the paperwork that I sent you exists. President Joe Biden and the Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, with the changes that has been brought forth with being able to move the cases out of the commander's hands, that was not the case. Not only was I raped by the drill sergeant, but the way that I was treated as a result because of the consequence of it being reported, it was horrific. And I was very depressed. And so I remember him saying to me one day when I stepped off the bus, you think you're tough, I'm gonna break you. I had no idea what he meant by that. And if it were not by the grace of God, he almost accomplished what he said, that he was gonna break me. Because when I attempted suicide, and the years now after, 35 years almost, has been one long struggle. I started therapy with Dr. Ashcroft, and that was the first time that I had actually gone into addressing the rape. For those 12 years, it had been a very, very, very silent struggle. I struggled really badly because I got my first fatigues when I was 7 years old. And so I had a dream that had been taken away from me. And me growing up in the inner city in Miami, I knew what it meant to be on guard for different things, right? To be safe. But here, the military represented everything to me good. So going in the military, I did not feel like I had to be the same level of on guard, the same level at, like in the inner city, because here it was an institution that I respected. It was an institution that I thought was honorable, that I thought was just, that I had already made up in my mind that I was going to devote 30 years of my life to, because I believed in this institution. So when this happened to me, it destroyed all of that. It destroyed all of that. But there's still this part of me that, because I wanted it for so long and so badly, that struggled with still wanting to be a soldier, still wanting to serve my country. But this drill sergeant took so much from me. He not only took my body, he nearly took my soul.
And I'm so grateful that Sandra shared her story with us, because it's not easy to share that story. Well, according to the IRC, more than 20,000 service members experience sexual assault every year, but less than 8,000 actually report their assaults. President Biden says he supports removing investigation and prosecution of sexual assault cases from the control of commanders. We'll show you much more from my interview with Sandra here on BNC this week.